For EP, climbing walls and handholds is our business, but that's really not why we're here. We're here to enrich people's lives and introduce climbing to the world. We know that once somebody gets an opportunity to go indoors and climb on a climbing wall, that they're going to be hooked and they're going to be a climber for life.
C'est parti pour cette 23e édition des championnats du monde de vitesse et des championnats du monde de difficulté. We are ready for this 23rd edition of the World Youth Championship in lead. We're gonna call the climber. We start by the male junior lead. He's coming from Belgium. His name is Loïc Timmermans. Welcome, Loïc. In his category, he's coming from USA, Ben Isaac Tresco. Hello, Ben. Coming from France, Maël Bozon. Go, Maël. Coming from Austria, Bernard Rock. Coming from Japan, Hiroto Shimizu. From Slovenia, Martin Berkent. From Japan, Naoki Shimatani. And from the States, Shane Pele. They are high climbers for this final. Just 3 of them will get a medal. We continue with female USA lead. She's coming from Austria, Anna Schubert. Hello, Anna. Coming from Switzerland, Johan Brinkman. Hi, Johan. From USA, Marco Ice. From Japan, Mizoto Nishikori. From Austria, Julian Weiber. From Sweden, Kaja Rosen. From Switzerland, Alina Ring. And from Belgium, Eloise Dumont. They are the 8 best climbers of the world in USA category. We continue with the female junior. She's coming from Korea, Sola Kim. She's coming from Switzerland, Anne-Sophie Kohler. From Slovenia, Katja Kadik. Hello, hello. From Japan, Yuki Hirochige. Hello, Yuki. From France, Salomé Romain. Allez, Salomé. From USA, Kyra Gandhi. From France, Julia Charnuti. From Japan, Aya Onoe. And from Austria, Jessica Pils. Hello everybody, you are 24, there is just 9 medals. I wish you to go to the top, all of you. We are ready, you are 6 minutes.
Well, very warm welcome back to New Caledonia from me, Johnny Bryan. This is the grand finale of these World Youth Championships here in Noumea. It is the female youth A and the male junior and female juniors finals. We'll run you quickly through the start list of the 24 that will take to the wall shortly. And the junior females, we'll start with them. They had the least amount of competitors here in Noumea, but they'll have the most amount of competitors in this final. Sola Kim of South Korea, followed by Anne-Sophie Kohler, then 2 athletes tied on their semi-final and their qualifiers, hence the route to hit this final. Kachi Kadic of Slovenia, Yuki Horasage of Japan, Solon Romain of France, Kyra Conley of the United States, Julia Janodri of France, Aya Ono of Japan and Jessica Pills of Austria, two athletes that we know from the senior circuit. Male junior final looks at this. In the semi-finals, I said Loic Timmermans was eliminated, but alas, he's had a reprieve. He's through and got number one, and it could be to his advantage. Ben-Isaac Tresco of the United States, number two. Maël Bonzom of France, three. Bernhard Roque of Austria will be next. Horito Shimizu of Japan, followed by Martin Bergant, Naoki Shimatani, and finally the United States, Sean Bailey. Finally, the Youth A final looks at this. Hannah Schubert of Austria will go first, followed by Joanne Brinkman of Switzerland. Then Margot Hayes of the United States, followed by Misato Nishikori of Japan, Julia Pfizer of Austria, Kaya Rosen of Sweden, Elena Ring of Switzerland, and then finally Eloise Dumont. And both Ring and Dumont have been in sublime form. So then, we're just moments away from getting underway. I'm delighted to be joined by the youth Australian captain, Matt Zhang. Matt, a very good afternoon to you. It's great to have you here in the commentary box.
Hi, excited to try this out, try out this commentary business. It's been a pretty good few days of competition so far. Excited for the finals that are the youth finals for today, and excited to see how our competitors go.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I should mention, by the way, that these youth finals were due to take place this evening, but because of the weather here in Noumea that is due to come in, it has been raining here, just showers on and off most of the morning, but from 4 p.m. here local time, which is 2 hours from now, the rain is due to come in. They said an 80% chance of heavy rain, so this is why that these finals are taking place in the afternoon in front of basically the whole of the climbing fraternity that have come here in Noumea, and one or two others as well. Matt, me and you went out into the arena floor before. I had a look at all three of the routes. What are you expecting here this afternoon here in Noumea?
Well, first of all, there's a very varied styles of climbing between the three routes. The black one for the female junior, I think it was, is a fairly kind of I'd say technical and kind of sustained route through the whole route. There's a lot of options for the climbers, lots of holds with lots of different footholds. So I'm interested to see the various different betas that all the climbers have for the sequences. Different body sizes may come into play for some of the sections. So I'm excited to kind of see where the climbers get to.
As I said, we had a look at all three routes in general, not just the female youth A, the male junior and the female junior. I was intrigued to hear your thoughts on all three of them, in fact. As you said, one of the ones in particular, I think it was the female youth A, that's a really difficult start, and the female juniors one, you looked at it, you thought, wow, this is a little bit confusing. There could be red herrings galore on that route.
Yeah, exactly. So there's been a whole bunch of different kind of styles put in play. The female, for myself, it's a very kind of powerful route compared to what you'd typically expect for the female youth A route. There's definitely a few places where there could be some red herring holds for the black route. And the blue route for the men, for the junior males that is also quite a surprising twist. The start is surprisingly technical and kind of almost slab-like, which is not what most males are comfortable on, while then the top comes into a more kind of typical power fest for the men.
Yeah, you said that the male junior route, it's very technical, hard, very balancing, and it's a tough start for the men who will take that on that male juniors route.
Yeah, the start could be quite difficult for some of them. Some of the smaller athletes, maybe the Japanese, might have a difficult starting move for the first kind of palm down.
Yes, go on, Matt, you were saying about this male juniors blue route.
Yeah, so the start, as I was saying, it's fairly technical. There's a lot of kind of slopey holds. It's very balancy for the men. I wouldn't actually be surprised if some of them had some difficulty with the start, just due to the nature of the climb. It's very early on. None of them want to fall so early. nerves will probably be quite high, so the start's definitely a bit of a tricky one for them to kind of work with the holds.
And then on the flip side of that, the female youth day, from being the technical hard and balancing one for male juniors, female youth day is all power and dynamic is what you need on is the key to getting high on that route.
Yeah, so the sequencing is pretty simple for the start. It's just kind of, you've got all your holds are fairly positive, but you're kind of just constantly moving, you're constantly kind of throwing your hands around the place. Yeah, so it's just kind of quite a powerful start for the girls.
So all the climbers just finishing their observation time. We'll get underway, no doubt, at the top of the hour. One thing we should mention, Matt, and something that you pointed out to me, you can see the top of the wall there. That has not been covered at all. The rain's been hitting that, and as the higher these climbers go, especially on this yellow route, which is uncovered completely, it can have a lot more difficulty, especially for the female youth climbers.
Yeah, this is definitely a valid point. I thought. If it does rain more than it is currently, there could be some discrepancies between each attempt. The rain could hit some of the higher holds, which would make them much more slippery. So for some of the later climbers, they might have some difficulty with some of the holds due to the nature of them being wet, or just being wetter and more slippery.
So looking at some of the climbers that are due to go out first, like Loïc Timmermans of Belgium, Hannah Schubert of Austria, both these climbers have won championships at youth level in the past. Solakim and Sophie Kohler in the female juniors as well. These climbers may think to themselves, oh, hang on, I wouldn't mind a little bit more rain here, and if I set out a good score, I could be in for the chance of winning.
Pretty much. If it does turn out to rain, the first couple of people would actually maybe even have a fairly big advantage near the top sections of the route. As in the yellow climb in particular, it's very exposed. Some of the holds aren't quite as good as the ones down lower, so it gets more difficult at the top. So if it starts raining more and they put a good score up earlier, it could make it very well that much harder for the remaining competitors, which could tip the balance in their favour for making podium or even winning.
Indeed. So as I said, we're just due to start. It's just hit 2 o'clock here local time, so no doubt we're just moments away from starting these World Youth Championship finals. We'll quickly run through these 8 start list again. Youth A female, Hannah Schubert, who has won a World Youth title a couple of years ago in a different category. Joanne Brinkman of Switzerland, who was 9th in the European Championships. Margot Hayes, the 16-year-old from Boulder. Masato Nishikori, the 15-year-old. Julia Pfizer, who's 5th in the European Championships. Kaya Rosen, 4th in the European Youth Cup as well. Alana Ring, who's a European Youth Champion and was 11th at the Rockmaster recently. And Eloise Dumont, who's been out on the Senior Tour and was 29th in Briançon. So some good quality in that field, Matt. One thing that must be said, it'll be hard to pick from them 8.
Yeah, they all actually, most of the women, they got fairly close scores in the semi-final round. They all kind of got around to the same section of the climb, so there's not much separating most of the women. There's definitely not a huge difference between Hannah and Louise. Hannah, of course, as you mentioned before, has won youth championships in the past, so she does know what it takes to be a winner. So there's really not much in between these girls.
Loïc Timmermans will go out first in the junior male final, followed by Ben-Isaac Tresco, Mayal Bonzom as well. Bernardo Roque was 3rd in this competition last year. Hiroto Shimizu was 14th in Haiyang on the senior tour, so he even made the semi-finals there. Martin Bergan, 2nd in the European Youth Championships. Miyoki Shimatani, the 2013 World Youth Champion. Sean Bailey, 6th out in Saanich last year. Again, looking at Loïc Timmermans there, a former European Youth Champion. Leo Bonzom, the European Youth Champion of this year as well. Quality and abundance in the male youth final.
Again, yeah, we've got some very strong competitors here. I'm actually quite surprised with the progress Sean Bailey's been making. He and Naoki Shimatani have kind of in the semi-finals proven themselves to be kind of that much a little bit better in the on-site round. So I'm not sure. We'll see how he goes in this final.
So like him, Sophie Collat will go out first. Them two are tied, by the way, from their semi-finals and their qualification scores. Hence why we got 9 in this final and not 8. Katja Kadic of Slovenia did well in the Rockmaster bouldering competition, I seem to remember, a few weeks ago. She was 20th in IMST, followed by Yuki Hiroshige of Japan. Solon Romain was 9th in Chamonix on the senior tour. Kada Kondi, 3rd in Saanich last year. Julia Janodri, 12th in IMST, 3rd in the European Championships. Aya Ono, 6th in this competition last year. We've seen her on the senior tour. And then you've got Jessica Peels, who won the bronze medal on the senior youth World Cup in Imst and is the 2013 World Youth Champion, looking to defend her title. So again, a lot of quality. And in these 3 competitions, Matt, it's going to be hard to pick a winner from all 3.
Yeah, it's definitely closely contested, I feel, between Aya and Jessica. They're probably the 2 strongest out of the females. They definitely put a very commanding kind of position in. They definitely put a very commanding place in the semi-finals, with both of them having tops, well ahead of some of the other competitors. However, that does not mean that shuts out any of the other ones. They're all strong women, and I'm interested to see how they all tackle these sequences, because honestly, for the roots up ahead, that could be what it takes between winning and losing.
Yes, indeed. So 1 shot of glory each for the 25. That will go to the 1, not the 24, as I mentioned before, because we have 9 in the junior female final. And we've just got a slight little delay here. Just waiting for our first climber to come out, and I would have thought it would be Solar Kim, because we have 9 in the female junior final. And then we'll go 1 from each final at the same time. We will be split screen again. You've just joined us for the first time over the 4 days here. We're going to show as much climbing as we can here. It's unfair to just concentrate on one climber in particular. We have 3 finals going on at the same time, so we'll be splitting the screen into 4, and you'll be able to see how well your particular favourite gets on as well. So it's going to be a fantastic afternoon here in Noumea. Just a pity that the weather hasn't held up, but no doubt, hopefully we'll be not raining water, but raining tops here in Noumea. So as I said, we're just about to get underway in a few moments' time. Whilst we're here, we might as well have a chat about some of your experiences that you've had in climbing in recent times. Tell me, take me back to Nanjing, Youth Olympic Games. How was that for you?
So I was selected as one of the 10 international committees to represent the sport climbing within the Youth Olympic Games held in Nanjing. It was honestly one of the best experiences I've had in my life. It was such a great opportunity for both myself and the sport itself, being demonstrated on such a wide global scale. I think what I heard, there was something like 6,000 individual youth athletes. The event being Olympic event itself was incredibly professional, and just it was such a great experience to kind of be there to demonstrate and showcase the sport of climbing, with the best attributes of sport climbing to not only people in China but to the world, essentially.
Absolutely, you know, it's one thing that is looking to try and get into the Olympic programme in the future. And also we have some events coming up. We finish here in Noumea, New Caledonia in the next couple of hours, and then the Asia Tour gets underway in October, and I'll be there alongside my producer Johnny Rhodes, and we'll be heading to the sites of Mokpo, Wujiang in China and Inzai in Japan, and then it all comes to a head the World Cup season out in Caledonia in Slovenia in mid-November. So the belayers are ready, and of course I know you'll be ready at home, and get in touch, facebook.com/sportclimbing, like us on Facebook, and of course the hashtag is IFSC for the Twitterati out there. Get in touch wherever you're watching in the world. It could be early wherever you are, in fact. It's 4 a.m. in London, 5 a.m. in Central Europe, 11 p.m. in New York. You know, it's late wherever you are, but many of you might be watching this on the replay. So no doubt, you still get in touch with us on Twitter as well. Cheer on your favourites. 25 about to come out, and it looks like we are due to get underway very shortly. 3 routes there. I'll tell you each one in particular. The junior females will be on that black route. Then the yellow route will be the female youth A, and the blue route will be the male juniors. The weather right now is no rain, currently. Hopefully the weather stays away. So we're looking, me and Matt, we're in a tent to the right-hand side of the wall. So we're in the dry, whatever happens. And this is how we will show you these finals. Of course, if one climber is close to topping out and the other two are just in the midsection of the wall, we will concentrate on the climber near the top. Especially if they're due to make a move in this final. Sola Kim with the first junior female out, Hannah Schubert, the first youth A female out, and Noumea Timmermans. Blue route in all its glory. And Matt, as you mentioned to me before, it's a very technical climb, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a few different styles. The start is fairly technical with a lot of kind of slopey kind of holds, kind of almost slab-like start. Moves quickly into the roof section, which is fairly burly. It's got a few kind of interesting moves in it. Interested to see what the sequence will be for some of the climbers, because that could really come to effect. Yeah.
Well, the first climbers are coming out now. And they're not just starting with just Sola Kim, so we will have a late climber coming out towards the end. So here we go. The youth finals are about to get underway here in Noumea. So then Sola Kim getting underway. The 18-year-old from Gwangmyeong. Hannah Schubert, 16-year-old from Innsbruck, and Noumea Timmermans, the 19-year-old from Granem in Belgium. These are the three that are opening the batting, as it were, in this World Youth Final. And as you mentioned though, Matt, before, Noumea Timmermans here, it's a slow start, a patient start, and a difficult start on this blue route.
Yeah, so he's definitely taking his time at the start, making sure he doesn't slip into any of these slopers at the start. That would be a really unfortunate way to kind of end your finals. But yes, he seems to have gotten past the first little difficult slab part and moving up into some of the bigger holds.
Sola Kim just getting underway as well on this junior female route, this black route, and as you mentioned, a lot of holds on this route, isn't there? It could be a little bit of a thinking climbers type of route, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's a lot of holds that have been given here. I was talking with some of the females yesterday with their semi-finals routes, and it was a very kind of similar story. There were lots of holds. A lot of them were kind of confused with which ones to be using for their feet, which ones to be using for the hands. So there's gonna be a wide variety of different sequences, I feel, in some of the sections of the climbing.
And one thing as well, especially in this female junior route, the amount of holds that there is, and possibly a little bit of confusion as well, it's going to be a slow climb for the majority of these 9 women.
Yeah, so I expect fairly slow kind of climbing, a very kind of controlled and very kind of careful style of climbing, where they kind of move between hold to hold, figuring out what they want to do between each section.
Indeed, but Sola Kim is making a good effort at this. She's not wasting much time. Neither is Hannah Schubert on this yellow route as well, on the youth A route. And unlike the junior female route, which is more of a thought process needs to go on this yellow route is more about power and it's more or less straightforward, as it were.
Yeah, so the yellow route, from what I can see, it seems to be a lot more kind of straightforward. There's a lot less hold and a lot less intermediate holds. It's a lot more powerful actually than the black one, in my opinion. There's a lot of better holds, but you're constantly making bigger movements between them.
And as I said, it's all about trying to find the right Kim at the moment on this black route, and there's got evidence for you there. You see holds all around Sola's route here. And we'll come across to Hannah Schubert.
So Hannah's currently on this kind of tricky kind of cross move. Looks to be quite a big move here. The holds don't look too bad, but it looks like a place where she might have to kind of just go for the hold because it looks quite dynamic in position. Sola's also taking this opportunity just to rest quickly before she kind of reaches into the roof, into the small roof section, where it'll be more steeper and she'll like quickly burn more energy.
Yes, both climbers just really get into the middle section now of this route. Loic Timmerman's still on the wall as well. He's also getting towards the roof area.
So Hannah's looking a bit tired here. She's got the undercling, which doesn't look great, but she's looking quite controlled now. She's in a much better position than she was before. She's quite uncomfortable with her feet.
So that came departs. Of course, I'll keep you abreast of all the scores as they come in and who needs what. That's the first climber leaving the wall. 2 remain in the early part of this final.
So Loic is just reaching into the first bit of the roof section. He's had a bit of a slow start, a slow careful start. Actually, we're going to Hannah now. She's reaching the final lip. She's having some bit of difficulty with this cross, but she's still looking quite solid. She's going for the next hold.
And this is the dangerous part, isn't it? But this is one of the parts here of the wall that's been, the rain's been hitting it most of the morning. It's a lot of uncovered. It's not uncovered like the other 2 routes that are partially covered. This yellow route, the rain's been hitting it for most of the day.
Yeah, so it could be a bit slippery. She's making sure she chalks up here before she reaches this final section, because once she gets over this lip, it's going to be fairly sustained to the top, and she knows that. She's got a nice kind of like squeeze between the feature here, trying to take as much pressure off her arms as she can, and putting as much kind of weight into her legs to kind of keep her arms strong, keep her arms not as tired as they would be.
No, indeed, both climbers still with annals of time.
Hannah seems to be struggling now. She's trying. Oh, she actually hasn't flipped before. She's gotten that now. She's been able to. I'm not sure whether she's been able to recover too much because she's been sitting on this steep overhang part for a fairly long period of time. She must be feeling tired now. The twisting you see that she's doing with her knees is to move her body closer to the wall to make sure she has less weight on her hands.
And now she makes the move. Hannah Schubert could be the one here who will set the early pace. She knows what it takes to win a World Youth title. She's done it once before, and with the conditions here in Noumea set to get worse throughout the day, it could be a score because we set the benchmark here. I spoke too soon.
It looks like a fairly difficult move there. She came off. It doesn't look very good with the hold. So definitely with the incoming poorer conditions, which may be possible, that could really be a move that people find difficult. Now Loic over here is taking a very strong approach to the roof, using a very direct approach with a lot of kind of sheer power in his upper body. He's making sure he uses his legs as much as he can here to take, again, as much weight off his hands, so he has enough for this last difficult sequence.
And now Loic starting to get towards around the overhang. He's done through the roof section. Now he has to go left here.
Still looking fairly controlled. Oh, he's got the hold. He's made one of the last crosses. He's got a couple of moves to go before he reaches the bucket. It's looking still good. But he needs to clip. He needs to clip.
Just short there from Loic Timmermans, but it's a good start from the Belgian athlete. I'll keep you abreast on his score when it comes in. Solak Kim is in with 34 plus. Johan Brinkman of Switzerland just getting underway. That's Anne-Sophie Collet on your screen. She's the only climber on the wall right now.
So Anne's looking quite in control here so far. Just climbing quite slowly, making sure she doesn't make mistakes, make sure she doesn't waste too much energy unnecessarily. Just looking at the top of the route to see what her options are for this next sequence.
Hannah Schubert scored 42 in the female youth A, and Sola Kim in female juniors with a 34 plus. The early pace set in Lloyd Timmons' score still yet to arrive to us. I'll keep you abreast of that when it comes in.
So Anne's heading into this roof section here, making sure she rests up before she kind of reaches the top. Feels comfortable now, so she's going ahead. It's like a fairly powerful move, but she gets it okay.
Lloyd Timmons' score was 46 for the Belgian.
And is having a bit of a tough time here. She's against the clip, she's got the clip. She's got another powerful move over to the lip. She sticks. She gets to the weird slopey kind of hold. Continues climbing. She's found an okay hold just to quickly take a moment to breathe on.
Two Swiss athletes on the wall. Joanne Brinkman is the one on the right-hand side. Anne-Sophie Collet, the one on your left. Bernadette Tresco just got underway on the male junior route. You can see them right at the bottom left of your screen. And Anne-Sophie Collet departs. We'll see if it's good enough for her to get past Sola Kim's 34 plus. But a lot the early climbers on this female junior route, as you mentioned, Matt, it's proven to be a little bit difficult for them.
Yeah, so the start hasn't been exceptionally difficult, but it's drained some of the women up the middle section where they've been getting a bit more tired than they would have been normally, with a lot of the kind of the funkier sequences.
Anne-Sophie Collet's score just reaches. It was a 43 plus. She takes the lead from Sola Kim.
Ben's just kind of making his way through the features here, getting a good shake up before he kind of reaches the next volumes. Looks quite comfortable so far.
Yes, indeed, Bernadette Tresco from the USA. The 18-year-old from Sandy took part in the World Cup over in Atlanta a couple of years ago when he made the semi-finals there and came in 24th place. A 39 plus in his semi-final here.
He's making sure he kind of uses footholds to the best of his advantage, kind of move his body into place that it needs to be in order to make these clips and moves as easy as possible and as safe as possible.
And Joanne Brinkman, 15-year-old from Bola.
She's struggling a little bit here. This is the powerful move midway through the climb. She's finding it difficult. She needs to clip here, and she does. She's taking a moment of time here just to prepare herself again for this difficult midsection, this kind of bouldery midsection.
Bernadette Tresco do not get past Lloyd Timmons' mark, so the American will go into second place.
John takes the undercling. She needs to make a fairly powerful cross here. She's not going to be in control. Oh no, she actually goes for the bump.
And Joanne Brinkman departs as well. So just one climber on the wall currently, and that is Kaci Kadic from Slovenia. And Kaci just in the early part of her climb here.
She's looking very relaxed so far. No real problems. She's kind of just climbing through, grabbing the holds, and putting just climbing quite smoothly. Nothing's really phased her so far. Still in the early section, so there's a lot to go. but she's definitely put up a good start so far.
Indeed she is. Kadic, the 19-year-old from Louisiana. She was 20th out in Imst earlier this year. She did a pretty good job out in the Rockmaster in the bouldering competition there, I seem to remember. And that's a boulder knockout competition that they have out in Arco. I think she came in 4th or 5th place there.
So she's just coming up to just before the roof now, taking it slowly, as have all the women so far in the female junior category. Just taking it slowly still again, just making sure she's in full control, taking no risk so far to her attempt in this final. She's got a nice little toe hook here, trying to keep herself as close to the wall as you can. Just shaking out here, just making sure that her arms are still fresh for when she attempts the upper section of the roof, when it gets more tiring.
Yes, indeed. 2 more climbers just getting underway. Margot Hayes and Miel Bonzorme of France. Scores to bring you. Benita Tresco scored 24 plus in the male juniors final. And Johan Brinkman of Switzerland at 29 plus in the female youth A.
So he's getting underway here. Mel had a little bit of a, I wouldn't say shaky start, but just definitely being careful with these early movements. Really don't want to slip off this early. Just taking his time, making sure he chalks up, prepares for each move.
A cautious start is the word.
Yes, a cautious start. Touches reaching up the higher section. So again, just shaking out, making sure she feels, making sure she moves when she feels ready. Not rushing this at all. Which is normally caused by a lactic acid build-up in the forearms when you've been hanging on for so long. It's a way to kind of make the arms just not quite as tense. So she's gone up with her left hand here, which is surprising. I'm not sure how she's going to do the next few moves. She's trying to switch it over here, trying to fix it up. So there you see, like, the hold isn't so great. Just trying to fix it up and trying to recover as much as she can.
Yes, excellent flexibility this from the 19-year-old Slovenian. She's got to be comfortable before she makes the move. The other two athletes, I was about to say, are still on the wall, unlike Katja Kadic, who's just defeated. What do you think she did wrong there?
It wasn't so much wrong. I think she was tired. I think she knew what she had to do, but she was just feeling too tired to kind of pull through. So what we saw, I think it was Solar? No. But it was Solar or Andu earlier, was she got to the place and didn't mess around as much. She knew what she had to do and just committed to the movement.
Yeah, this is something that we chatted about earlier on this female juniors route, that the key to it is good decision making and quick decision making. Is making your decision and just go with it and no messing about.
Yeah, so Katja there was hanging around the roof section for a fairly long time, uncertain of what she wanted to do. It's a roof, so it's very overhung. You're putting a lot of weight onto your hands and feet constantly, and so even though she's showing amazing flexibility with a drop knee, she's still losing out on energies, which is making the sequences harder than they needed to be.
Katja Kadic scored 34 and she's in 3rd place.
So Margot's reached this first kind of powerful, the other section, some other climbers are having a little bit of difficulty with not too much of a problem so far. Still looks quite comfortable. She grabs the undercling. It's a very high heel hook and does a cross movement. Still looking very comfortable, despite the fact that she's quite an overhung section of wall. Just taking a moment to rest before she kind of before she moves on.
Yes, Margot Hayes, the 16-year-old from United States. She took part in the Bouldering World Cup in Vale earlier this year, where she came in 18th place. 43 plus en route to the finals is Noumea Bonzom, the 19-year-old from Tomari, the Euro Youth Champion of 2014. Picked up the crown earlier this year, and Miel's just finding one of these resting periods here, Matt.
Margot's moves on from the volume. She's been able to get good heel in, which has like kept her close to the wall for this movement. Still looking fairly fresh, not super tired yet, definitely making the most of any point where she can rest and recover anything, anything at all. Noumea Bonzom has just reached the roof, where I expect to see him take a moment to kind of breathe and relax and just prepare himself for this next challenging roof section.
Yuki Hirosige just getting underway in the junior females final. Margot Hayes just having a little bit of a break before tackling the next section of this route.
Mel decides to go for a very aggressive approach. She's gone feet first. Not sure how Louis did in this section. Missed his exact beta for this section, but looks like it's a fairly difficult sequence here for him. He's putting a lot of pressure into his toes to keep him horizontal. And he's put up the heel. This could be the beta he needs to get to the next pocket. That's why insecure.
And he's just gone. Disappointment there for Noumea Bonzom, and a massive exertion from
Margot's struggling here a bit. She comes off.
And it also goes as well. So, advantage for the climbers going on first at the moment, especially for Hannah Schubert and Loic Timmermans, who sat on the stage for a good 15-20 minutes, and they haven't moved. I think they'll still be in first place.
Yeah, so both Loic and Hannah Schubert have currently set the high points, and not by a small margin it seems, especially in the male route. Sorry, that was...
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You were right. I'll just give an update where we stand right now. Hannah Schubert, 42. Margot Hayes, second place, 36 plus. Joanne Brinkman, 29 plus for the Swiss. That's the top three there. Top three in the female juniors currently. Anne-Sophie Collet, 43 plus. Sola Kim, 34 plus. Katja Kadic, 34. And in the male juniors, just two scores coming to us so far. They are Loic Timmermans with a 46. And Bernard Tresco with 24 plus. I would have gathered Noumea Bonzom would be in between the two, but not entirely sure where. So Yuki
at the same point where some of the other women were having a lot of difficulty with earlier. Just taking a moment just to kind of just reassess and just prepare herself. Difficult section here. She goes. She gets the hold. Still looking very fresh compared to some of the other athletes. It's very... Oh, and then she goes. Again.
Yeah. We've got a club, my friend. It's called the Commentator's Curse Club. You know, every time you big up somebody, they usually fall off the wall.
It's disappointing, but we've got two more athletes on the wall currently.
Yeah, they are Bernhard Roque from Austria, and on the Youth A route is Musato Nishikori from Japan. Noumea Bonzom scores coming to us. It was a 31 plus. Loic Timmermans' score of 46. It's an excellent score from Loic. And it could be a good benchmark, in fact. You know, it's a lot of climbers since him have been struggling.
Yeah, so they've definitely been struggling with this roof section. It's definitely not a simple sequence. It's quite powerful and honestly almost blank in some sections. You can see he's having to go feet first, trying crazy beta, anything that would kind of keep him on the wall, try and go for the next few holes. Bernard's looking fairly smooth here currently. No real problems for the Austrian so far. Definitely using his height advantage effectively.
Yuko Hidesege of Japan, 35 plus, puts it in second place in the female juniors final.
Bernard's there just reaching the section just before the roof so far. Still in quite good control. Misato kind of making her way up the women's female youth A climb.
Yes, 3 different climbers on the wall, just really in the early parts of their routes. Solène Romain, 18-year-old from Val de Pré, 9th place in Chamonix earlier this year on the senior tour. Masato Nishikori from Hiroshima, the good fist of the youth A route, and Bernard Roca, the 18-year-old from Landeck, 3rd last year in Saanich. And Masato Nishikori goes pretty early on that route there, Matt, and quite surprising.
Yeah, that was a bit surprising. It looks to be a fairly powerful and dynamic move, which isn't what I feel Misato was very comfortable doing. It's not very comfortable for a lot of women, for a lot of girls, to make such dynamic moves on lead climbs. It's also, I think she's a bit of a small athlete as well, so the feet weren't quite as positive as she was hoping for, because it was on a bit of a slippery feature.
Bernard Roca.
Bernard has reached the roof section, which has given some of the men a bit of trouble so far. He's taking a moment just to rest, kind of assess his beta for this sequence, which has proved to be a bit of a tricky section of the climb so far.
Yeah, this is where Mia Bonson come unstuck.
Gets to the pocket easily and switches feet. Looking a lot more confident than Mia before. So he's taking a moment here with his heel on just to move his body position around the correct way, position for the next few moves. He's still looking quite fresh and quite confident on his climb. Not having too much trouble with the sequence, which could be what he needs to do well.
Solène Romain is what the whole crowd are cheering. Some of the New Caledonians who have had the afternoon off.
She's up fairly high so far, getting to the point again where some of the women were having some trouble with. They're trying to shake out and recover as much. She's still looking very, very solid so far. She sticks the move. Doing quite well here so far. It's getting very close to the high point. Still looking very fresh.
Indeed, she is. Solène Romain, 18 years of age. 9th in Chamonix. Bernard Roca in the meantime, trying to surpass what Loic Termans did about half an hour ago.
He's got a few more difficult moves to go. He's got the cross so far. And then he's clipping. He's looking a bit pumped here so far. He needs to move fast in this section. His overhang is really putting in so far. He's sucked the move though. The heel up. And there we have one of the athletes coming off fairly high.
Solène Romain, come off fairly high.
I think Bernard might be taking the lead there due to countback scores. I think he reached the same position as Louis did.
Well, we'll soon see. As soon as those scores come in, we will see. Louis was at 46. So we will see what that score will be, and I will also give you So the main score if she can surpass Sophie Coller's 43 plus as well. Julia Pfizer.
So that's a move which took out Nikita. See what she does here with her feet.
Solène Romain did not surpass Anne-Sophie Collet, and she goes to the second place, 41 plus for the French athlete.
Going for this dynamic move here. Again, taking a moment just to rest and prepare herself, both mentally and physically. Oh.
And disappointment for the Austrian athlete. She knows she could have done better, but it was something you did mention to me, Matt, that was possible earlier on, that this middle part of this female Youth A route, a lot of climbers couldn't come unstuck.
Yeah, so this is quite a, I would say, more of a men's style, I'd say very bouldery middle section for the females. There are some good holds around the place with some interesting feet positions, but a lot of the moves are quite big and powerful, which for some of the girls, especially some of the shorter ones, are not what they find most comfortable.
We have a new leader in the male juniors final. It is Bernhard Roker, 47 plus for the Austrian climber. He takes the lead.
We've got a new competitor starting here, Hiroto Shizumi from Japan, starting on the bit of the techie start for the blue. Just making sure his feet and hands are in the right position on these slopers.
So then, Hiroto Shimizu. "18 years of age, from Osaka."
Had a bit of a slip there. Luckily, had a good solid right hand pinch and didn't cost him. He's gone high this time, taking no hesitation there. It's good.
Katakondi as well has got underway on her climb. So far, no tops in this final. Kaya Rosen as well.
Kaya Rosen just taking a moment to scope out the climb again, go through all the sequences, all the beta she needs to do on the climb, just preparing herself mentally for what she needs to do to potentially top this climb.
Kyra, 18 years of age, from Shoreview in the United States, was third in Saanich last year. She picked up the bronze medal, and a good opportunity here for Katakondi. Chatting to her. Really looking forward to her last year in the World Youth when bouldering makes its debut in Arco in 12 months' time. She even says she might have to go all three, but it may not be her day today.
It seems to be a very kind of difficult sequence for the girls. Again, it's a bit of a few powerful moves which are throwing some of the girls off, especially after a long, and I'm probably will be right in saying tiring start, with the amount of climbing you have to do to get to the spot.
So two more climbers on the wall right now. It's Kaya Rosen of Sweden, and Hiroto Shimizu of Japan. Katakondi, fourth place, 34 plus for the American athlete. She will not pick up a medal here in New Caledonia. And we're running through the top threes in each category. The male juniors looks at this. Bernhard Roker of Austria leads, 47 plus. Loic Timmermans of Belgium, 46. Niel Bonzom of France, 31 plus. Four climbers still yet to go, including Hiroto Shimizu, who's out there right now. Top three in the female juniors is this: Anne-Sophie Collet, 43 plus of Switzerland. Solène Romain of France, 41 plus, and Yuki Hirosagi of Japan, 35 plus. There are three climbers still yet to come out in that category. And female Youth A, Hannah Schubert leads 42. Margot Hayes 36 plus in second place. Joanne Brinkman in third place 29 plus. 3 climbers to it to go in that competition, including Kaya Rosen, who's on the wall right now.
Roko's making his way up to the roof section. Just see what he does. Comes unstuck there actually. There's a bit of a slip, it looks like. He's not too happy with that one.
No, indeed not. Maybe a little bit of moisture on that hold. But here would be around about the third, fourth place mark for Hiroto Shimizu. And Bernard Roca still leads with 3 climbers to go. Kaya Rosen, we're concentrating on right now. Rosen, 17-year-old from Alta, was 4th in the Euro Youth Cup earlier this year. 44 plus she got in her semi-final.
First move, a stiff sequence without too much issue. Throwing herself here, got the clip. Won't have to worry about that for the next section. She's really having to squeeze quite hard. She's got a nice drop near here. Doesn't seem to be providing too much difficulty for her. She's got very nice body placement to make these moves as easy and efficient as possible.
Yes, indeed. The rain has just started here again here in New Caledonia. We can feel it on top of our tent. Just you can see it as well. Little drops coming down on your screens.
Incredible. Oh, so I was just about to say, it would be almost like an incredible crossover with the amount of lock-off she had, strength she had to do in that position, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. She did come off in the cross move there.
And I think it means Hannah Schubert was guaranteed a medal in this female Youth A competition. She didn't get past Hannah's score, I'm pretty sure. So the Austrian athletes went out first, set the score, set the benchmark, and the rain is beginning to start coming a little bit heavier here now. Something we predicted here, Matt, you know.
It's something we did mention earlier, that could be something that some of the later climbers have to deal with more so. The rain, which is just starting up again, could be making some of the holds a bit slipperier for some of the later athletes. Hopefully it stays off and it stays light, but you never know.
There's pretty much a big overhang here on the wall, so for the early part of the route it's not going to affect it too much, but towards the top of the holds there'll be a lot of moisture up there.
Especially because it's a lot more exposed. The roof doesn't quite cover the top, unlike the very bottom of the roof, which will stay pretty much 100% dry for the whole time. She's getting quite close to the high point so far, Julia. It's looking very fresh so far.
Yeah, Jean-Audrey chasing Anne-Sophie Collet's mark of 43 plus.
Making the most of this undercling. She's locked off quite hard and tight. She's got the next hole. I think she has the high point currently. She sticks it. It's incredible. She's still going, surprisingly. She's reaching the top. She's 2 moves away from the top, and then she comes off.
But a great effort all the same, and that may be the lead.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure Julia just secured at least a medal position there for herself. I think she takes the lead currently with a couple of climbers to go.
Indeed, absolutely right, Matt. If she does come in first place, she's guaranteed a medal regardless of what happens. Martin Bergant of Slovenia getting underway.
again reaching the roof we've been talking about so far.
On encourage Martin.
To see his beta as a taller member of the category.
Indeed, a couple more scores to give you. Kaya Rosen of Sweden was a 36 plus. She's in second place in the female youth A category. Hiroto Shinzu was a 28, putting the Japanese athlete into fourth place. And Julia Janodri, as I rightly mentioned, 44 plus on Julia. She takes the lead in the female juniors final, and with 2 climbs to go, she's guaranteed a medal.
So Martin's taken a bit of a different sequence so far. Choosing a little bit more differently to some of the other men, but it's working out for him so far. Let's see how it goes. Looking a bit tired here, but I guess who wouldn't be tired?
Bergard trying to get the crowd behind him.
Takes this moment to rest before he reaches this final section where it's going to be pretty on the whole way. So from here on in, it's just hard climbing to the top. He's making the first moves, this difficult sequence. Still looking alright.
Looking comfortable at the moment. This is the section that can make or break his World Youth title dreams.
Still looking strong. It's got to go. Oh, and a bit of a hand slip there on what looks to be a bit of a slopey kind of pinch. Not sure how much the rain has affected that hold, but good job from Sven nonetheless.
Absolutely right. It will put him in the top 3. We shall see where though. Climbers on the wall currently. Alana Ring of Switzerland and Aerono of Japan. Alana, Euro Youth Champion. She went out to the Rockmaster where she came a respectable 11th a few weeks ago. Aerono, we've seen on the seniors tour quite a few times. 6th in Saanich last year for the 19-year-old from Kawaguchi.
So both girls on the wall so far looking very comfortable. No real difficulties here so far.
La championne d'Europe en titre.
Now shaky getting into the deep section of the wall. Making sure to rest whenever she can, shake out her hands, pat herself. It's a tricky move here. She gets a tough split to come.
Come on, Alina.
Comes up the cross.
Alana Ring is not going to be the champion here. And again, another climber, just that mid-section there, Matt, of that route. You know, it's been a big obstacle for the climbers coming out later on.
Yeah, it's proving to be a tricky one. As I said before, as we mentioned before, it's a bit of a bouldery sequence, quite powerful, something that girls don't typically have as much of. So having so many of these kind of strong, powerful moves in a row really taxing for them. You just see the fatigue in some of the sections. So Aerono reaching this upper lift so far, approaching
Alana Ring goes into second place, 36 plus. 6 moves behind Hannah Schubert, who leads with 42, who went up first. It was something that we possibly predicted. That one of the earlier climbers who go on the first 1 or 2 could potentially pick up the title here, and Hannah Schubert is 1 climber away from doing so. Aerono in the meantime.
Near the top currently, making the last physical section looks fairly cruisy so far. Still not in control. Good drop knee there. I think she secures at least medal. Comes off with the new hacker.
I think that you could be right there, Mark. That could be good enough to maybe take the lead. I think it could be the same score as Julia Chanodri, and if that's the case, they'll go back on the countback score from the previous round, and if that's the case, then it will be Iarona who will take the lead here in Noumea with one climber to go. That will be Jessica Peels.
Still in first place in female youth A, which is quite a very good performance by her. She, so far, I think the second, third, and fourth female girls have all gone to the same digital cross move which she mentioned. And she was sitting on for a very long time, and she still managed to get through.
Absolutely. Naoki Shimatani is out currently. He's the penultimate climber, 17-year-old from Chiba, 2013 World Youth Champion as well. So a climber with a lot of pedigree. On the wall currently is the last climber, Eloise Dumont of Belgium. She's the only one who can surpass Hannah Schubert now. The rain gets heavier here in Noumea. We will show her shortly. Jessica Peels just coming out onto the arena floor. She'll be the last climber out in the female juniors final.
Taking a rest here for a moment just to recover, just prepare himself physically and start the sequence.
Shamatani. This is the part route. There is Eloise Dumont. There's still plenty of work to do.
Very taxing part of the route. This is the part I believe can make or break. How steep and completely controlled. Two flags. Holding themselves up. And it's very taxing on both on their entire body, really. So they need to get past the sections as quickly as possible. And he's done a pretty good time, actually. Not too tired. Ready to get on to the next section.
Yes, indeed. Shimatani, got to get Bernard Wilke's score. 47 plus. And he'll give Sean Bailey the target.
Loki getting very close. Squeezing hard there. He's making his move, but he comes off.
And he's come off, and I'll also give you some news as well. Eloise Dumont has also come off the wall as well, right at the same time. And I think, just looking where her rope, if she's quite low, and I think we can confirm Hannah Schubert, who went out number one, has survived 7 climbers who came after her, and I think Hannah Schubert will be the World Youth Champion. From one Austrian to another. Jessica Peels, 45 plus is her target. One thing I should mention here, by the way, Aya Ono and Jessica Peels have topped out on all 3 climbs so far, the semi-finals and both their qualification routes Aya Ono's in 45 plus. So there could be a possibility that this could go down to the clock if Jessica Peels ties with Aya Ono on 45 plus.
Hopefully it doesn't come down to that, because honestly as a climber myself, if I'm doing a lead route, I'd really prefer it not to come down to speed, which is a completely different discipline in itself. I prefer to come down to the quality of climbing.
Amen to that.
Jessica is getting close to this final section of the route she's on currently. Looks quite hard there. Still looking comfortable. Comfortable as one can be, 10 to 12 metres up in the air.
Yeah, it's been confirmed. Hannah Schubert is the champion here in Noumea. Alana Ring of Switzerland in second place. Kaja Rosen of Sweden will get the bronze medal. Eloise Dumont came off the wall with a score of 29. 2 climbers remain. Jessica Pills towards the end of her route. Sean Bailey just started his.
So
We're going to stay with Jessica Pills though. Sorry Matt, go for it.
Jessica definitely looks probably the most comfortable so far of the females in this section of the route. She could well be the one to top it. She's gone back into a nice little bridge here to rest, which I don't think any of the other girls have done so far. And as you can see on the screen, there is a bit of rain, which may be a bit of concern for them.
Yes, indeed. It's a little bit more covered though, that's this route than the female youth A route. And here we go. This is the move now.
She sticks this. No, she comes off, so she ties with Aya Ono, I believe. So it will come down to time.
That one will have to go down to the clock. We need to get confirmation. Aya Ono, 45 plus. We'll get confirmation from Jessica Peels' score, but me and Matt both agree here that it's likely it's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah, so it looks like that they've both got the same exact move. They both had the third last hold and are making a throw to the second last hold. So in this case, seeing as they were both tied in the qualifications and the semi-finals where they both topped everything, then it's going to be down to time to separate these two.
Yeah, we're just seeing a few of the judges just having a little conflab over towards their desk. Yeah, well, hopefully that somebody has reminded them to start the stopwatch, just in case that happens. But we've got it on here so we can give it to them if need be. But they do have technology here in the arena, so no doubt we'll try and get confirmation of a winner as soon as we get it. At the moment, though, it says on our screen provisional results because Aya Ono, Jessica Pills tied first place, 45 plus apiece.
Sean Bailey making his way up the route so far. Sean, I believe, was in first place currently. So he's the last climber in the junior male category.
Bernard Roca is the man he needs to beat, 47 plus. Loic Timmermans of Belgium, second place with a 46. Miyaki Shimatani of Japan, third place, 45 plus. And we're just trying to get news of who is the World Youth Champion in the female juniors. Still not sure. We may go down to a review here. Sean Bailey is the last climber out. The Stars and Stripes on his shorts. Bernard Roca is the man he has to beat on 47 plus.
Sean is taking his time here so far. He knows he needs to make a good attempt here to take any chance of taking the title. He's giving himself every opportunity to rest and to recover before he reaches the upper sections. He'll take it slowly to make sure he doesn't make any unnecessary mistakes during this difficult sequence.
News has just reached us. Aya Ono is the World Youth Champion here in New Caledonia by 32 seconds. 4:25, Aya Ono got to reach 45 plus. Jessica Pills reached the same mark in 4 minutes 57 seconds. So, the last story to be concluded is the junior males, and Sean Bailey is the final protagonist of this tale.
Seems quite clear so far. Still looking very comfortable. Awkward position for him. Oh, but he's had a bit of a foot slip. It comes off.
And that means Bernhard Roque of Austria is the World Youth Champion here in Noumea. Loic Timmermans will win the silver, and Naoki Shimatani of Japan will pick up the bronze medal.
Unfortunate result there for Sean. So strong through the qualifications and the semi-finals, leading into this final. An unfortunate foot slip there has unfortunately cost him.
Indeed it has, Matt. Indeed it has completely.
Staat die aanstaan? Bij je Hallo, is daar een man?
We're waiting for confirmation on the results here. There is a whisper of maybe a change of one of the scores, but it's just a whisper at the minute. It's unconfirmed, it's just speculation right now. But as we stand here at 3:05 local time here in New Caledonia, this is what we can say unconfirmed. Bernhard Roque will be the champion here in New Caledonia, 47 plus. Loic Timmermans with a 46. Naoki Shimatani of Japan, 45 plus. Martin Bergon, 44 plus. The only 4 climbers to really get into the latter stages of this route. Mayo Bonzon with a 31 plus. Naruto Shimizu, 28. Benizek Tresco with a 24. And I'm just seeing if it has just reached us. Sean Bailey got a 28, and he was in tied 6th place.
I do think that Sean Bailey will win, will beat Roto Suzumi based on countback results.
Absolutely right.
He was leading into the final.
So yeah, it puts him into 6th place. Just waiting on the other results to land onto our computer. Provisionally, this is what the top 9 of the female juniors. Aya Ono, 45 plus. Jessica Peel, 2nd place, 45 plus. Julia Jean-Audrey, 44 plus. Now Aya Ono and Jessica Peels have been separated because of the time it took them to reach that mark, because they both had 3 tops leading into this final. So Aya Ono did it in 4 minutes 25 seconds. Jessica Peels did it in 4 minutes 57 seconds. Now, this is a provisional score for female youth A. This is the one that there's the whisper about, apparently. Hannah Schubert provisionally has won, 42. Alana Ring, 36 plus. Kaya Rosen, 36 plus. Margot Hayes, 36 plus again. Then 3 separated on their countback scores. Joanne Brinkman, 5th place from Switzerland, 29 plus. Eloise Dumont, disappointment from the Belgian athlete with a 29. Julia Pfizer, 20 plus, tied with Masato Nishikori, but refers to their earlier countback score. So as I mentioned, we're just waiting for confirmation. It's the Youth A female scores that's the one that is in doubt at the moment. Just to confirm again, Sean Bailey's scores now been input into the computer. He gets 6th place, as Matt rightly said, but Bernhard Roque will win here in New Caledonia. Loic Timmermans 2nd, Naoki Shimatani 3rd.
That's strange. I don't normally let them come back unless they got drug tested.
Donc on en remercie bien évidemment nos partenaires Arc-en-Ciel, on remercie Alcalin, on remercie CFT, on remercie...
Yeah, there is a appeal process underway, so we can't confirm all of these winners right now, and we shall see what comes of it. In the meantime, me and Matt can have a nice little chin wag until we get some things confirmed. Matt, first of all, let's chat about all three finals in general. Starting with the one on the screen right now, the junior male final. Bernard Roque, deserved champion in your eyes?
In my eyes, how he climbed in this finals, definitely. He was definitely, in my opinion, one of the most solid, most comfortable in control climbers throughout the entire sequence. So I was talking about the possible difficulty in the slabby kind of technique section at the start. Cruised through that no problem, got through the roof quickly and efficiently, didn't muck around as well. So in my eyes, Bernard definitely put up a deserved win in this final.
Loic Timmermans, second place. Something we mentioned earlier about climbers going out first could have a potential of doing well here, and Loic is a prime example of that because of the conditions we had here in Noumea.
Yeah, so Loic did extremely well with reaching. Loic did, as I was saying, Loic a very impressive attempt, reaching 46, getting very close to Bernard Roque. Not sure how much, as we were talking about, was affected by the rain, but these things can be won by the smallest of margins. So maybe that gave him that tiny little bit of an edge compared to some of the final competitors.
Right, just news reached us, shouted over to me by the technical delegate Graham Alderson. Hannah Schubert is champion. There is no appeal on her. There's nothing in doubt about her. And maybe about the second, third, and fourth place in that competition. It's just speculation right now, but Hannah Schubert is champion here in Noumea. So, looking at the other climbers on there, thank you. The results just reaching us right now. Flash from the speed earlier from a young volunteer. To be fair, not much use to me right now, to be fair, but bless her heart. Let's look at a few of these other climbers as well. A lot of these guys you will know really well, Matt, you've competed against them. Who has you feel a great future in this sport? All eight no doubt do, but at the age you've seen today and the guys you've seen in the junior ranks, who has a really eye-opening talent in your eyes?
So Bernard Roque, the winner for today, quite a well-known name, I think, within the climbing community. Brother of Magdalena Roque, so seems to run in the family. This climbing.
Anna Schubert, Jakob Schubert as well, yeah.
That as well. So there's definitely some special climbing blood in the families. Who else? So going through the other males, I actually met Sean Bailey over in Australia. He was doing a little bit of climbing to prepare himself for this week's World Championships. And what I've seen, he's a very, very strong climber. So he had a bit of a disappointing run in this finals, had a bit of a slip in the roof section. So I'm interested to see how well he could have done had this not happened.
Well, let's look at the women. This is the tail of the tape. And it's something that we'd never really want to happen in a competition, even if it's a World Championship or a World Cup or whatever, that it goes down to the clock. And that's exactly what's happened between Aya Ono and Jessica Peeles, 45 plus apiece. 4 minutes 25 seconds. It took Aya Ono to reach 45 plus. It took Jessica 32 seconds longer. 4 minutes 57 seconds. It's heartbreaking when a competition has to go like that.
It really is, because we've been training so hard, and different climbers have different particular styles of climbing. So personally, myself, I'm a little bit more of a dynamic climber sometimes, so I might climb faster while other people climb slowly in control. But that doesn't represent how well they climb. You could, essentially in this particular situation, you could be extremely, you could climb the whole climb in complete control and then slip of a hole, and then someone could reach the same point but was sketching out, just not looking in control at all, but then touch the same hole, and he would be the winner just because he got to that point faster, even though he might not be in control or whatever.
Do you feel, though, it's something that we actually, should apologise, we did forget to mention, that looking at their scores, that it would have gone down to the clock. But before they went out, do you think Aya and Jessica may have known at the back of their mind it could go down to time?
Yes, definitely. They're both very strong climbers, as we can see in the previous results. I think because they've also climbed against each other, especially in this competition, they would definitely know who their kind of main competitors are against. So it would definitely be in the back of their mind that should they top out this route, this could be essentially a speed run for them, and that could have affected how they might have approached the climb, maybe taking a bit more risks here and there, climbing faster, trying to get a little bit of an edge in case this happens.
Indeed, absolutely, but very interesting to hear your thoughts on that, Matt. Things I can confirm now. So we will hear the Austrian national anthem twice here, as Anna Schubert has been confirmed the champion here in Noumea. We're still seeing a few judges going around here with clipboards, but I think it looks like everything has been confirmed. We're just waiting for the medal ceremony to get ready, and with all the athletes, the 6 competitions we've had today, the 3 speed and the 3 lead, will be presented their medals. Well, just as the preparations are getting ready here on the podium, as everybody's just getting ready to go on, I'd like to be joined by the president of the IFSC, Marco. A very good afternoon to you. We've had 2 great championships in the last couple of weeks in Gijon and Noumea. You must be proud of what you've seen.
Well, not only that, we came from Germany with a fantastic Youth World Championship, but also with the amazing experience we had in Nanjing with the demonstration of sport climbing at the Youth Olympic Games. So it's exciting, but it's also tiring. Okay, we need to prepare the Asian Tour because the World Cup is not finished. I think that we can have a break and to rest somehow the next week at least.
Let's go back first of all to early August and to Nanjing at those Youth Olympic Games. Tell me, how did the Olympic guys out there, the IOC, how do they see climbing all in all?
Well, let's put it this way. It was amazing hearing, especially the executive board member of the IOC. They came and watched what we were able to show, and all of them said, we are here also because you made a very good presentation in when you were in the short list. So it means that we worked well. Also, you left a good impression. Then other people came, and most of them didn't know anything about climbing or sport climbing, and they were surprised. They were surprised, and they said, oh, this is a fantastic sport, so demanding, really exciting. Then we had also experts in TV and communication. They said, oh, this is very telegenic. They said, oh, we already said that, but not in other words, they realized that, okay, even with the limited resources and means we have at the moment, we are able to produce to offer a good show. So we are very optimistic for the future. We don't know exactly when, but we are really confident and sure that someday we will be in the Olympics. Because now more and more people are aware of the potentiality of the sport. We are not fully ready today, but we know that we can be ready soon.
So maybe looking at, of course, there's disappointment with 2020, but maybe looking at 2024, maybe potentially putting another bid in.
But I would say, well, what only last year appeared impossible happened. I mean, we were excluded from the short list. Actually, you know how it went. But maybe some door will reopen. So let's not say anything about 2020, 2024, 2028. Let's see what will be decided in December, the extraordinary plenary session of the IOC. If they decided to reconsider the future Olympic program, but they have this issue on the table. They have also the issue of the Olympic Games bid, because you see they are facing more and more problems around the world. The Olympics are too expensive, the Olympics are too big today. So these two issues, the program and the games themselves, are on the table. Let's see what they decide.
Well, indeed, we'll look forward to see what they do decide in the future. But let's come back to today, these World Youth Championships, and it just shows how much this sport is growing when we get so many hundreds of athletes coming out here into the South Pacific to take part in these games.
It's fantastic. I think that this is also good for the future. I hope that the local operator and the French Federation, because let's not forget that we are in a French territory here, we are really motivated to use this wall as often as possible. This is a really first-class infrastructure. They have the speed wall, but also the lead wall is amazing, one of the best in the world. It's a stadium, it's a climbing arena. It must be used constantly, at least for Continental Championship, or maybe in the future also for World Cups.
That's something Philippe Bouquet said to me the other day, actually. He is targeting a potential World Cup in the near future. But looking at the World Cup series in general, is there other countries that you're targeting that maybe climbing isn't that big, but somewhere is a target area you think this sport could grow in the future?
Yes, of course, but I don't want to mention it.
without giving away too much, there must be some areas. I'm thinking Africa, for example, would be a big one, of course.
Of course. Everybody knows it's easy to say that we are not so strong either in Africa and also in Oceania. So this is a good start for Oceania. Let's see what we can do for Africa. But Africa is more difficult to deal with.
Let's look a few years down the line. Of course, the Olympics is, you got one eye on that, but also closer to home, the World Cup Series as well. How much do you personally want to see that grow over the next 5 years?
But in fact, let's put it this way, the Olympics are important. Of course, it's the ultimate goal is also to protect, to make the sport grow. And I think on this point of view, we are on the right track. But you also want to have the national federation to grow the grassroots movement. Because it's good to have such an infrastructure, but we must not forget that we want to have a sport that is practiced and not only watched. And for sure, sport climbing is good for that because it attracts the youth. So we want to develop the sport at any level, at the top, but also at the bottom.
So that's more the investment from the IFSC, going to help a lot more federations try and grow the sport at grassroots level, trying to get in more communities and to showcase to cities around the world that we got this great sport called climbing.
Yeah, through competition achieve that goal, for sure.
What else are you also looking into? We're looking at the championships as well, looking at what happened in Munich. There was 6,000 fans there at the Olympic Stadium. Gijon as well, a superb event there. We're back in Paris in 2 years' time. The sport continues to grow and grow, and the fans still come out in droves, don't they?
Absolutely. The risk, once again, I have to emphasize this, is to become victim of the success, because the IOC is still a small organization and we are growing too fast. So there is an absolute, I would say, desperate need to increase our resources in terms of funds. It would be essential to find a big sponsors, not to buy a Ferrari or whatever, really to increase, for example, the number of staff.
Of course.
So there is a need to increase the resources, otherwise I think that we are stretching our capacity beyond the limit.
You said not just the fans going to venues, but also watching online here on as well. I've just seen 127,000 fans watch the finals out in Gijon. It just shows how much the sport is growing worldwide.
It's fantastic, it's amazing. Huh?
It a fantastic
well,
number.
if we go on in this way, then we cannot have any live interview. Otherwise, it is too dangerous.
Marco, it's been great.
Okay,
Absolutely
it was my pleasure.
great to have you here. We'd love to chat all day, but no doubt the medal ceremony is about to due to take place, and you need to get out there. So,
Of course.
so
Okay.
absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So we're just moments away here from the presentations here in Noumea. Everything has now been confirmed. The three World Youth Champions here at lead are Bernhard Roque in the male juniors, Aya Ono in the female juniors, and Hannah Schubert of Austria in the female youth A. Also, the speedrunners will be given their medals as well. The female Youth B winner, Ekaterina Barstruk, Carlos Gracia of Ecuador, and the male Youth B winner, and Russia's Alexander Shikov won the male Youth A. So it's been a fantastic 4 days here in New Caledonia, here in the South Pacific, a part of the world I've never been to before, and it's absolutely fascinating part of the world as well. It is France in the South Pacific is the best way of describing it. And we've had a superb week here, myself and my producer Mike Roper. It's been very entertaining. As I mentioned, everything was brought forward by 5 hours here today because of the weather. Storms were due in the area, so everything has been done and dusted here in Noumea, and we're just moments away from the medal ceremonies. My thanks to Matt Zhang, the Australian youth captain, who has departed. No doubt I'll try and grab him shortly and say my thanks to him, because as Marco came in, Matt just bolted out the blue. Yes, Matt has gone to, between I've been told, gone to swap shirts with other climbers as the championships are now finished. So as I said, the podium's just getting ready here. The presentation parties are just arriving. So there has been one change that was done by the IFSC. Martin Burgant has been put into third place and Naoki Shimatani demoted to fourth. That's the only bit of news to bring you. The award ceremonies are about to get underway any second now. Yeah, okay, we're now ready for the presentations. I'm going to hand you over to Matthias, our French MC.
It's almost done. This edition of the Youth World Championship of Climbing, Speed and Lead will be over soon. 26th nationwide in Noumea. More than 300 climbers came here and gave all they have. Some will be happy tonight, some will be very disappointed. This is Sports. 26 nations présentes à Noumea, 304 grimpeurs venus de toute la planète escalade. Et c'est le moment d'effectuer la remise des prix de la première catégorie Female USB vitesse. La vitesse pour les minimes. She's in third position. She's coming from Russia, Elena Krasovkaya. Pour lui remettre son prix, Pierre-Henri Paillasson, directeur technique national de la Fédération française de montagne et d'escalade. Pour lui remettre son cadeau, Monsieur Philippe Boquet, président du comité régional de la Fédération française de montagne et d'escalade. It was a beautiful final. She finished at the second position. She's called Sydney Trinidad from USA. To give her a prize, Mr. Pierre Yu, President of FFME. Et Monsieur Guy Fesneau, vice-président du CTOS, vice-president of the local Olympic Committee. She's the quickest female USB on Earth. La jeune fille la plus rapide, la minime la plus rapide de la planète. Elle nous vient de Russie. Ekaterina Barachuk. Congratulations. Pour lui remettre sa médaille, Mr. Marcos Kolaris, président de l'IFFC, the President IFSC President from Italia. Et pour lui remettre son trophée, Madame Diane Guiguier, adjointe à la jeunesse à la mairie de Noumea, Mrs. Diane Guiguier, in charge of youth at the city of Noumea. Now we will host the Russian Maybe one picture together. Okay. Good. Thank you girls for the picture together. They are the quick girl on earth, quickest youth speed female. Thank you. We will continue this podium with male youth speed. Thank you. Thank you. On continue avec le podium male youth speed. Les garçons minime en vitesse avec une très belle finale. He finished at the third position. He's from Italia, Gianluca Zoda.
Макс, иди сюда. Надо взять штуку. Бери его. Сверху просто возьми.
Да ладно, мы сейчас гимн-то не будем петь. Ладно, я не знаю. О, вот это.
Organise par l'histoire qui en déclaration vétérane, Fédération française de montagne et de l'escalade. To give him his trophy, Mr. Kifino from the Olympic Committee, Vice President of the Caledonia. Olympic Committee. He was in final, he did very well, but not as well as the winner. His name is Petr Zemlyakov from Russia. He was very fast. Monsieur Kilayou, President of the French Federation of Hockey and Crime. Pour remettre son prix, Philippe Boquet, President of the Regional Committee of the French Federation of Hockey. He's coming from South America. His name is Carlos Granja from Ecuador. He's the winner. This prize is given by Mr. Marcos Colaris, President of IFSC. Très belle compétition pour l'Équateur, qui, avec seulement 5 compétiteurs, remporte une médaille d'or en vitesse et une médaille d'argent chez les filles. And to give him a prize, Mrs. Diane Quiglier, who still has the world record in butterfly. Une championne de natation, Diane Quiglier, toujours détentrice du record du monde de 100 mètres papillon. And please, everybody, host the Ecuadorian hymn. You can stay on the podium for the picture. Come on. Very good, Ecuador. Congratulations. On continue cette remise des prix avec la vitesse chez les cadets Male Youth position, Mr. Vladislav Miznikov. From the French Revolution. Monsieur Guy, vice-président du CPOS, Comité territorial olympique et sportif. The final final is got the silver medal. Is called Lev Rotaskiroi. Monsieur Clério, président de
After contact. Nein, after contact. Dann macht
He's coming also from Russia. He's the quickest man you skate in the world, Mr. Alexander Shikov. L'homme le plus rapide, le cadet le plus rapide de la planète, pour un podium 100% russe, un prix reçu par M. Marcos Colaris. To give him a trophy, the quickest girl in the world of butterfly. She made the record in 2009 and she still has this record. This is Diane Villiers. Please, Mr. and Mrs. host the Russian hymn. Congratulations, merci pour ce moment fort d'émotion pour l'équipe russe, the Russian team that succeeded very well in speed. It's almost the best nation. Ecuador is pretty good too, but Russia show us that they were very good. We continue with the female Youth League, la remise des prix pour les cadettes filles. She's in the third position. She's coming from Sweden. She's Kaika Rosen.
On one side, so it's swinging, and then he can't just down
Monsieur Pierre, la
Oh my god!
donne ce prix à la Suède. Monsieur le président du CPOS, territorial, olympique, collectif. she's Alina Ring, de Suisse, pardon, Switzerland. Mr. Pierre, President of the French Federation. Mountaineering and climbing. Elle était en 8e position, la dernière qualifiée. Elle était rentrée de justesse en phase finale. Elle est championne du monde, Mademoiselle Anna Schubert from Austria. To give her a prize, Mr. Marco Scolaris, President of the International Federation of Sport of Climbing. Et Mademoiselle Diane Buidouillet, en charge de la jeunesse, adjointe à la jeunesse à la mairie de Noumea. C'est le moment d'accueillir, mesdames et messieurs, l'hymne autrichien. Yeah. Thank you, girls. We continue with the result for the final female junior lead, the best climber in the world. Et en troisième position, elle est française, Julia Chanourdi. Pierre-Henri Paillasson, un directeur technique national de la fédération, sans doute ému de remettre cette médaille de bronze à Julia. Ainsi que Guy Fesneau, vice-président du comité territorial olympique et sportif. She's in second position. She did all the same than the first one, but the time had an importance. She's Jessica Pils from Austria. Monsieur Pierre You, président de la Fédération française de montagne et d'escalade, pour remettre ce prix. Médaillé d'argent. Et Monsieur Philippe Boquet, du comité régional de montagne et d'escalade. She's the world champion in female junior lead. She's coming from Japan, Aya Onoe. So happy. Mr. Marcos Colaris, president of IFSC. And Mademoiselle Diane Budouillet for the city of Noumea. And please, everybody, let's host the Japanese hymn. La photo. Thank you, girls. Pictures all together. A very tight final. Congratulations. And the last podium of this 23rd edition of World Youth Climbing. This is the male junior lead. En troisième position, il nous vient de Slovénie, coming from Slovenia, third position, Mr. Martin Bergant. He always has the smile. Une médaille de bronze remise des mains de M. Pierre-Henri Paillasson, DTN de la Fédération française de montagne et d'escalade. Et le prix remis de la part de Guy Fesneau du CTOS, Vice President of the Local Olympic Committee. In second position, he's coming from Belgium. Il est francophone. C'est bien ça, Loïc? Oui, il est francophone. Loïc Timmermans de Belgique. Un prix remis des mains de M. Pierre You, président de la Fédération française de montagne et d'escalade. Et de M. Philippe Boquet, directeur du comité régional, qui a organisé un très très beau championnat du monde. He's coming from Austria. He reached the summit of the world today. His name is Bernard Roque. champion du monde junior en difficulté, Bernard Rock. He's got the name to be world champion in climbing, Mr. Rock. Marco Scolaris to give him his prize. And Mrs. Diane Buidouillet in charge of youth at the Mairie de Noumea, and also world champion in butterfly swimming. She still has the record since 5 years. Please host the Austrian hymn. Come on, maybe a picture all together. The last podium of this 23rd edition of World Youth Championship from Sea to Summit. Des garçons souriants, des athlètes d'exception. A very good spirit of this competition. On approche donc de la fin de ce merveilleux événement. La clôture, j'imagine que dans les t-shirts bleus, on a des frissons. On est...
So what a fantastic show we have had here over the last 4 days here in New Caledonia. We've seen many winners, and it looks like we're preparing ourselves for a couple of speeches here. All the anthems have been done and all the presentations. So a couple of the delegates will say a few words and closes off these championships. So as you can see, final preparations being made for the closing ceremony. Just to remind you, Bernard Roca, Ayarono, Hannah Schubert, winners of the league finals here this afternoon here in Noumea, been brought forward because of the weather. For viewers who are coming just now, waking up in Europe, seeing that we've already finished here in Noumea, it's due to weather that is on its way, due to come in the next hour or two. So we've had our lead championships early. And of course, you can play it back, replay all the finals for you to enjoy later on here on YouTube. Well, Mateus is just, our French MC, is just going to introduce a few of the delegates.
She's still the world champion in swimming in butterfly.
C'est pour la prochaine fois dans ce salon. D'accord. Ah oui, donc on a comme ça, ou je sais pas, ou comme ça,
je veux tout d'abord féliciter les athlètes, tous les athlètes qui sont venus ici en Nouvelle-Calédonie et qui nous ont donné un spectacle de haute performance durant ces 4 jours. Merci à vous de nous avoir fait exprimer par votre complicité et par votre vitesse, votre fair play et votre partage des cultures sur notre île. Je tenais également à remercier tous les bénévoles qui sont ceux qui ont pu œuvrer et réussir cette compétition.
On va faire une petite traduction.
I would first like to thank and congratulate all the competitors for making sure that they gave us a sugar, their speed, and prowess. And your sportsmanship and fair play. I would also like to thank all the volunteers for your hard work. Je tenais également à remercier les partenaires publics, les partenaires privés, le service administratif et également au comité de la montagne de l'escalade pour ce magnifique championnat du monde junior. En tant que Calédonienne et sportive, c'est une grande fierté d'avoir accueilli autant de pays internationaux sur ce petit territoire, d'avoir mis la ville de Noumea au sommet de ce championnat du monde d'escalade. Et pour récompenser cette compétition, je souhaiterais un vif et un tonnerre d'applaudissements pour vous tous. Merci. I would also like to thank all the partners, private and public, as well as governmental, and the French Federation of Military and Climbing, and the local community. It is with great pride that we welcome this champion to our country and have so many, and we put Noumea at the summit of the world. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Nous appelons M. Pierre You, président de la Fédération française de montagne d'escalade. Mr. Pierre You, President of IFSC.
Madame le maire, Monsieur le Président de l'IFSC, Mesdames et Messieurs, lors de mon discours d'ouverture, je donnais les raisons de l'organisation du championnat du monde jeune en Nouvelle-Calédonie. La première, c'est le dynamisme, la volonté du comité régional FFME et des clubs sous l'impulsion de Philippe Bouquet. Nous en avons la preuve ce soir. Plus de 200 bénévoles très compétents nous ont réalisé un magnifique championnat.
Madam Mayor and Representative, Mr. President of the IFSC, ladies and gentlemen, during my opening speech, Championship we organized in New Caledonia. The first being the energy and willingness of the regional committee of the FFME and the clubs led by Philippe Bouquet. More than 200 very competent volunteers have helped realize this magnificent championship.
La seconde était que la Nouvelle-Calédonie deviendra le phare de l'escalade en Océanie. L'implication de tous, que ce soit le gouvernement, la ville de Noumea et le comité territorial olympique et sportif, nous portent assurément vers cet objectif.
The second reason is that New Caledonia will become a beacon for climbing in Oceania. The involvement of everyone, the government, the city of Noumea, the Territorial Olympic and Sport Committee are surely propulsing us towards this objective.
En tant que président de la Fédération française, je suis bien sûr un peu triste pour certains athlètes de l'équipe de France, heureux pour d'autres, et les résultats des jeunes calédoniens laissent présager un bel avenir au plus haut niveau.
As president of the French Federation, I am a little sad to see the athletes from the French team, happy for others, and young Caledonians' results lead us to foresee a great future at higher levels for these athletes.
En résumé, vous avez offert un magnifique spectacle au monde et à la jeunesse. Merci à la Nouvelle-Calédonie, merci Noumea et vive l'escalade.
In conclusion, you have offered a magnificent show to the world and to its youth. Thank you, New Caledonia, thank you, Noumea, and long live climbing.
Merci, Monsieur Pierre, président de la Fédération française de montagne et d'escalade. To continue, Mr. Marcos Colaris, President of IFSC.
The authorities, the athletes, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, this is a special year for the IFSC, a special year for our sport. For the first time, we have been invited to demonstrate, to showcase our sport in the Olympic family. This happened in the month of August in Nanjing, in occasion of the Youth Olympic Games. And it was a great success. From Nanjing, we moved to Spain for the Lead and Speed World Championship. And now we moved to Noumea for the Youth World Championship. Another amazing event. Nous avons été présents, les athlètes, mesdames et messieurs, chers amis. 2014 a été une année spéciale pour l'escalade sportive. Pour la première fois, notre sport a été invité en démonstration dans les Jeux Olympiques de la Jeunesse le mois d'août. Et nous avons été capables de démontrer les qualités de notre sport à la famille olympique. C'était un grand succès. Après, on a continué avec les championnats du monde en Espagne, encore un succès. Et pour terminer, on est venu ici pour le championnat du monde jeune, le 23e championnat du monde jeune. Un succès encore. I think that once again we celebrate the beauty of our sports. And to do so, I have to thank the community of Noumea. I have to thank the French Federation, the club, the Sport Climbing Club of Noumea, the community of Noumea, the city of Noumea. We learned one thing, that in this part of the world, there is a little island in the big heart. Je dois remercier pour le succès de cette compétition la ville de Noumea, la Fédération française montagne escalade, tous les bénévoles. Il y en a eu plus de 200 bénévoles qui, je pense, tout le monde a eu l'impression d'être à la maison, de quelque manière. Donc, c'est amusé, mais grâce à tous. Et je dois remercier bien sûr les athlètes. On est venu dans une petite île avec un grand cœur. Je pense que tout le monde amènera des super souvenirs quand ils rentreront chez eux. Yes, now it's time to go home. Tomorrow most of us will have to go back. Some of us will stay here for I think that despite of the weather, we proved that we are able to manage any kind of difficulties. Oui, c'est vrai, le temps est terminé, donc c'est le moment de passer au retour. La plupart de nous va rentrer devant. Quelqu'un restera encore ici pour goûter les beautés de cette île. On a démontré que malgré la pluie et le mauvais temps, on est capable de gérer toute la situation. Donc maintenant, il faut faire la cérémonie protocolaire de la clôture des Jeux et passage du drapeau. Now we go into the protocolar ceremony. As president of the International Federation of Sport Climbing, I declare the 23rd Youth World Championship closed. See you next year in Arco, Italy.
Et donc les drapeaux qui descendent, the flags are going down.
Well, there you have it. That brings to a close 4 fantastic days in Noumea. What a fantastic World Youth Championships we've had here. On behalf of my producer Mike Roper, this is me, Johnny Bryan, signing off in the South Pacific. See you in a few weeks' time in Mokpo. Bye for now.